See me climbing higher while I ignite the stage, writing every chapter on a fresh and golden page, breaking every bar and escaping from this metal cage. Energy is rising like a storm of holy rage. Keep the engine running, keep the liquid status flow. Watch the heavy diamonds in the dark begin glow. Never hitting brakes because I only know the go. Planting every seed to see the heavy money grow. Driving through the city like a heavy bullet train. Never let the pressure turn into a mental pain. Standing in the middle of the heavy purple rain, trading all the struggle for a massive private gain. Playing like a pro cause I always want ball. Answer every time that the big money will call. Running through the limits of a thick stony wall. Standing at the top and I never will fall. Victory is sweet and I already paid the price. Looking at my neck covered in the frozen ice. Rolling 7 digits with a lucky paradise. Everything about the lifestyle is looking rather nice. Walking like a boss on the concrete city street, turning up the volume in the heavy summer heat. Moving to the rhythm of a nasty urban beat. Never feel the ground underneath my silver-coated feet.
Locked inside the rhythm of a heavy focus zone, sitting very steady on a heavy golden throne. Never checking messages upon a broken mobile phone, making all the magic while I work here alone.
Buckle up the bell for a very wild ride. Keep the winning spirit on the very inner side. Watch the heavy ocean with a very lucky glide. Having nothing secret that I ever need to hide. Fortune and a little bit of fame. Everybody everywhere is gonna know my lucky name. Leveling the stats in a very risky digital game, burning through the vision like a heavy orange flame.
Driving in the lane and I move very fast, blowing up the speakers with a very loud blast, making sure the legacy is built here to last, leaving all the shadows in the very distant past.
Drop the heavy bass on the velvet dance floor, giving every fan what they always want more.
Kicking down the hinges of a heavy iron door, listen to the engine with a very loud roar.
Focus all the power in the center of mine, searching for the treasure that I finally will find. Being one of those who is truly one kind. Light is so bright it will make you blind.
Moving through the city in a very high state, never leave the outcome to a very core fate. Showing up early while the others arrive late, lifting up the burden of a very heavy weight. Diving in the water where the ocean is deep, working for the future while the lazy ones sleep. Promises are something that I always will keep. Quality is high and it never looks cheap. Shining like a diamond in the cold velvet dark, rubbing 2 stones just to find a little spark. Driving fancy cars through the middle of City Park, making sure the arrow hits the very center mark. Creak the heavy speakers to a very loud sound, feeling very solid with my feet on the ground. Going for the trophy in the very final round, heading for the top where the glory is bound. Living every moment like a very famous young king, buying every shiny and a very expensive new thing. Hear the heavy metal as the golden bells ring, imagine all the fire that the future will bring.
Prove to everybody that I am the very best. Represent the flavor of the wild, wild urban west.
Keep the heavy silver on the center of chest, work until I finish and I finally can rest.
Here in the spotlight is where I will stay, making all the moves in a very big play, moving all the obstacles out of my way, living for the rhythm of a very bright day. Keep the inner circle very solid and strictly real, signing every paper on a very massive business deal, loving every second of the way that I feel, keeping both hands on the heavy leather steering wheel. Let the heavy energy and the spirit run loose, sipping on the flavor of the very sweet juice, flying in the sky like a very wild goose, picking out the path that I finally will choose, showing off the colors to the people in town, wearing on my head a very heavy gold crown. Never let the system never hold me back down, and wipe away the sorrow in a very heavy frown. Very heavy frown. Very heavy frown. Switch the automatic into a very high-speed drive, feeling very lucky just to be here still alive, working every second just to finally begin to thrive. Take a deep breath and a very deep dive. Listen to the people as they start to shout, letting all the energy and the spirit pour out, removing every shadow of a very heavy dark cloud. This is what the story is really all about. Yeah. I built this empire with every single heavy might. My future vision shines through the darkest city light. We climb the ladder reaching for that golden height. The crown is heavy but it stays within sight. Look at the progress that my team just made. The ghosts of failure start to flicker and fade. The price for greatness has been fully upfront paid. My neon legacy will never ever find a shade. I am the master of my own internal zone. I sit comfortably upon this diamond encrusted heavy throne. My solid foundation was built from a single stone. Success is calling loud on my vibrating mobile phone. Stacking the paper and collecting all the green cash. Moving so quickly in a sudden frantic kinetic dash. Living my life inside a bright and blinding flash. Never slowing down until we make a massive crash. Every single morning brings a feeling fresh and new. I share the victory with my loyal day crew. Looking at the world from a very different view. Electric static rushing through the deep and vibrant blue. Unlock the secrets of a focused and sharp mind. Search for the treasure that the others cannot find. Moving like the current of a cold and when the wind. The shining gold is enough to make you blind. Ignite the engine with the restless and hungry drive. Feeling the rhythm and I finally feel truly alive. Watch how the garden and the business both thrive. Into the ocean of the chaos I will dive. I do not care about the temporary hollow fame. I just wanna win this complex digital game. My spirit burning like a wild and orange flame. History books will surely remember my unique short name. Everything I speak is authentic and it's totally real. This is the energy that the people can feel. Signing my signature on $1 million big deal. My inner core is made of strong heart and steel. I am just carving out a brand new way. Here in the spotlight is where I will stay. I do not have the time to go play. Hard work is the price that I must pay. The story that we write is daring and bold, turning the lead into a heavy bar of gold. My icy diamonds are looking very shiny and cold. The future is a vision that I firmly hold. Standing on top of the highest and tallest peak. I do not possess a single bone that's weak. Listen to the truth every time that I speak. Modern fashion makes me look like a stylish freak. Running the marathon at a very steady, quick pace. I am winning the marathon of the human race. Searching for a planet in the middle of space. I see the victory reflected on my own face. Hear the crowd as they begin to scream, shout. I have erased every single shadow of a doubt. This is what the dream is really all about. Mapping the coordinates of a very successful long route. Entering a quiet and a peaceful mental flow state. I'm the architect of my own personal fate. Serving up the wisdom on a glossy silver plate. Breaking through the lock of the heavy iron gate. Cruising through the center of my favorite neon town. I will never let the pressure ever pull down. Wearing the jewels of a heavy and golden crown. I do not have the energy for a frown. You feel electricity inside the midnight air. Moving with the classic and the very cool flair. The diamond in the blood feels precious and rare. The word is frozen and it's silent vacant stare. Driving around in a fast and very expensive car. Setting the standard and raising the very high bar. Look at the distance that I travel so far. My energy is captured inside this glowing neon jar. Working every second on the ticking and loud clock. My foundation is as solid as a mountain rock. I am the legend of the entire city block. Giving the system a very heavy and sudden shock. The promises I made are the ones I keep. The water in the ocean is extremely and deep. But do not have the time to ever sleep. Winning this game was never gonna be cheap. I am the first one across the finish line. Watch how the jewelry starts to sparkle and shine. Everything is gonna be perfectly and very fine. The entire universe is destined to be truly mine. Waiting for the signal for the race to start. My life is a masterpiece of a visual art. I'm playing a very vital and essential part. Tearing the limits of the entire universe all apart. I am the one who will surely finally modernize. Looking at the world with these very focused eyes. Winning the game's the ultimate and biggest prize. Watch how the phoenix will slowly and truly rise. Finally, the spirit is liberated and is totally free. There's so much more for everyone to see. The world is waiting for a person like me. Everything that I was always meant to truly